The recent massacre in Pahalgam, India, serves as a stark warning to the world about the escalating violence in the region. This horrific act of violence, attributed to groups with ties to both Pakistan and China, lays bare the growing threat to global security. The devastation left in the wake of this attack is a grim testament to the brutality of these extremist factions. It is a grim reminder of the instability brewing in the region, where tensions have been simmering for years. The border areas are particularly volatile, with frequent skirmishes and a constant military presence. We can no longer afford to view such events as isolated incidents. They are interconnected, part of a larger, more disturbing pattern that threatens global peace and stability. These incidents are part of a larger, more disturbing pattern. The global map of terrorism is expanding, with new hotspots emerging and old ones becoming more entrenched. The attack in Pahalgam targeted innocent civilians, a hallmark of extremist groups. These groups thrive on creating fear and chaos, often choosing soft targets to maximize their impact. These groups operate with impunity in Pakistan, where they find safe havens and support. The impact on the local population is devastating, with communities left to mourn their dead and rebuild their lives. They receive support from elements within the Pakistani government and military. This complicity allows them to continue their operations with little fear of reprisal. This attack underscores the urgent need for Pakistan to dismantle terrorist safe havens. The international community must pressure Pakistan to take decisive action against these groups. The world must hold Pakistan accountable for its actions. Diplomatic pressure and international condemnation are crucial in compelling Pakistan to act. Ignoring the problem will only embolden these dangerous forces. The longer they are allowed to operate unchecked, the more powerful and brazen they will become. The Pahalgam massacre is a wake-up call for the United States. It is a stark reminder that terrorism knows no borders and that the threat is ever present. It highlights the growing nexus between China and radical terrorist organizations. This alliance poses a significant threat to global security. China has been increasing its footprint in Pakistan, investing heavily in infrastructure and military projects. These investments are not purely economic. They have strategic and military implications. This partnership raises serious concerns about China's intentions in the region. The strategic alliance between China and Pakistan could destabilize the entire South Asian region. America cannot afford to remain a bystander. The United States must reassess its foreign policy and take a proactive stance. The stakes are too high. A destabilized South Asia, rife with terrorism and conflict, will have far-reaching consequences for global peace and security. A destabilized South Asia, rife with terrorism and conflict, will have far-reaching consequences. The ripple effects will be felt across the globe, impacting everything from international trade to regional alliances. It will directly impact American interests, from economic stability to national security. The economic repercussions of continued instability in South Asia could be severe, affecting global markets and trade routes. The time for complacency is over. The United States must lead the charge in forming a global coalition to combat this growing threat. The United States must take decisive action to address this growing threat. This includes military, diplomatic, and economic measures to counteract the influence of terrorist groups and their state sponsors. The Pahalgam attack highlights a dangerous development, one that has been brewing beneath the surface for some time now. This incident underscores the emerging axis between China, Pakistan, and Turkey, a triumvirate of nations whose growing connections are reshaping the geopolitical landscape. This alliance, driven by shared geopolitical ambitions and a mutual disdain for Western influence, poses a direct challenge to the existing world order. Their coordinated efforts in diplomatic and military arenas are becoming increasingly evident. The potential for destabilization is immense, as this alliance threatens to upend entire regions and reshape global power dynamics. The ripple effects of their actions could be felt worldwide. At the heart of this alliance is China, whose growing economic and military might make it the linchpin of this coalition. China's ambitions are not just regional, but global. With a clear objective to displace the United States as the world's leading power, China is leveraging its vast resources and strategic initiatives to expand its influence. The Belt and Road Initiative is a prime example of China's grand strategy. Through this initiative, China is not only building infrastructure but also forging economic dependencies. These massive infrastructure projects span continents, extending China's reach into Asia, Africa, and Europe. Each project is a step towards a new world order where China holds significant sway. Pakistan, with its historical rivalry with India and its heavy reliance on Chinese aid, serves as China's regional proxy. This relationship is mutually beneficial, with Pakistan gaining military and economic support. Pakistan provides China with a strategic foothold in South Asia, allowing it to project power into the Indian Ocean and beyond. This positioning is crucial for China's broader strategic objectives. The development of the Gwadar port, heavily funded by Chinese investment, is a testament to this strategic partnership. This port is not just an economic asset, but a military one as well. Turkey, under its current leadership, has shifted away from its traditional Western allies. Embracing a more Islamist and authoritarian ideology, Turkey is redefining its role on the global stage. Turkey sees itself as a rising power in the Muslim world, challenging the traditional Arab leadership. Its influence is growing, particularly in regions where it can assert its ideological and political agenda. Turkey's ambitions in the Middle East and North Africa often align with those of China and Pakistan. This alignment is not coincidental, but a strategic convergence of interests. The convergence of these three nations, China, Pakistan, and Turkey, is a cause for serious concern among global security analysts. Their combined efforts could significantly alter the balance of power. This alliance creates a formidable bloc with the potential to undermine U.S. interests and destabilize key regions. The United States and its allies must carefully navigate this new geopolitical landscape. This alliance is not merely a marriage of convenience, but a strategic partnership with long-term implications. The world must watch closely as this triumvirate of threats continues to evolve and assert its influence. The growing alliance between China, Pakistan, and Turkey is a significant geopolitical development that places India in a precarious position. This alliance has strategic implications, as it effectively surrounds India with potential adversaries on multiple fronts. India now faces the possibility of a two-front war, a nightmare scenario for any nation. The military strategists in New Delhi are acutely aware of the dangers posed by such a situation. This threat has been exacerbated by China's increasingly assertive posture along the line of actual control, the disputed border between India and China. The frequent skirmishes and standoffs have only heightened tensions. China's support for Pakistan emboldens Islamabad, encouraging it to engage in adventurism against India, knowing it has the backing of a global power. This support manifests in various forms, including military aid, joint exercises, and strategic consultations, all of which bolster Pakistan's confidence. This dynamic raises the specter of a coordinated attack on India, with Pakistan launching offensives in the west, while China applies pressure in the east. Such a scenario would stretch India's military resources thin. The Eastern Front, particularly the Arunachal Pradesh region, has seen increased Chinese military activity, further complicating India's defense strategy. Such a conflict would be devastating, not just for India but for the entire world. The international community would be drawn into a crisis of unprecedented scale. The human suffering would be immense, with countless lives disrupted and economies shattered. The ripple effects would be felt globally. The global economy, already fragile, could be plunged into a deep recession. The interconnected nature of today's world means that no nation would be immune to the fallout. The use of nuclear weapons, a terrifying possibility in this scenario, cannot be ruled out. The consequences of such an escalation would be catastrophic. This two-front threat has forced India to divert valuable resources away from development and modernization. The increased defense spending has strained its economy, impacting social and economic programs. The economic strain is evident, with funds being reallocated from crucial sectors like healthcare and education to defense. This has long-term implications for India's growth and development. This situation plays directly into the hands of China, which seeks to weaken India economically and strategically. By forcing India to focus on defense, China aims to slow down India's rise as a regional power. The world cannot stand idly by while this crisis unfolds. International diplomatic efforts are crucial to de-escalate tensions and find a peaceful resolution. The stakes are too high for inaction. The Indo-Pacific region is the epicenter of 21st century geopolitics. It is home to some of the world's most dynamic economies, including India, Japan, and South Korea. The region's strategic importance is undeniable. Its vast maritime routes carry trillions of dollars in trade annually, making it vital to global commerce. China understands the importance of the Indo-Pacific. It seeks to dominate the region, both economically and militarily. This ambition is evident in its aggressive island-building campaign in the South China Sea. By militarizing these artificial islands, China aims to control vital shipping lanes and project power far beyond its borders. Control of the Indo-Pacific would give China unprecedented leverage over global affairs. It would control access to vital resources and shipping lanes. This dominance would allow it to dictate terms to other nations, effectively reshaping the global order in its favor. The United States, for decades the guarantor of security and stability in the region, cannot allow this to happen. It must work with its allies and partners to maintain a free and open Indo-Pacific, where all nations can prosper and thrive, free from coercion and intimidation. Some argue that Europe and Russia can help contain China's rise. This is a dangerous illusion. Europe, grappling with internal divisions and economic challenges, lacks the political will and military capacity to play a significant role in the Indo-Pacific. Its focus remains primarily on its own continent and its immediate neighborhood. Russia, while possessing a formidable military, is increasingly reliant on China economically and strategically. Its partnership with China is one of convenience, driven by shared animosity towards the United States. Relying on Russia to counter China is akin to setting a fox to guard the henhouse. The reality is that the United States cannot outsource its responsibility for maintaining a free and open Indo-Pacific. Neither Europe nor Russia possesses the capabilities or the will to challenge China effectively.